Welcome to What the Perimenopause Yoga. Today's practice is for regulating the nervous system, to calm the sympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for our flight or fight response, and to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which gives us our feelings of calm and relaxation. We'll start by working with the breath. So bring yourself into a comfortable seated position. It could be cross-legged, it could be heels in alignment, perhaps a cushion underneath your sits bones to make it a little bit easier to keep a nice straight spine, chest slightly lifted. Bring your wrists onto your knees and we'll tap into our ujjayi, our yogic ocean sounding breath. We're going to exhale for twice as long as our inhale. So this is a great practice for activating the parasympathetic nervous system. So if you inhale for 3 breaths, you'll exhale, if you inhale for 3 counts, you'll exhale for 6. If you inhale for 4 counts, you'll exhale for 8. Keeping in mind not to strain in order to reach that 8 or the 6 on the exhale. Rather, use it as a general guide. All right, so let's close our eyes, shoulders, face relaxed, and let's begin with our breath. Continuing with long, slow breaths. So in perimenopause, as our estrogen levels decrease, we can find that we're less resilient to stress. Things that we might have been able to manage before now might make us feel overwhelmed or scattered, distracted, and this is normal when we lose estrogen. When you find yourself in that state, this breath, using an exhale that's twice as long as the inhale, can be really helpful in calming that fight or flight response that we're living in, most of us, for far too much of the time, and activating that parasympathetic nervous system. And for those of you that might be experiencing heart palpitations as well, this can also be helpful. Now, opening your eyes, we're going to come up onto our knees, sitting back on the heels. Knees together or slightly apart. If this is a bit tough on your knees, you can also take a cushion and put it behind the knees for a bit of extra lift and support. We're going to keep the spine nice and long, the belly just slightly pulled towards the spine, neutral pelvis so we're not sticking the bum out. We have it just slightly tucked under. And we're going to inhale, bringing the arms out to the side. Exhale, sweeping the right arm underneath the left, and then clasping the hands. We'll inhale, lifting the elbows, feeling a nice stretch in the back and shoulders. Exhaling, rounding and pulling the belly towards the spine. Inhale, lifting the elbows, and exhaling round. using the breath. The top of your next inhale, release the arms, this time sweeping on an exhale, the left arm underneath the right, again clasping the hands. Inhaling the elbows up and exhaling, curling and rounding the back. The top of your next inhale, releasing the arms. Good. From here, we're going to move into a low flow. So starting from our position on our knees, we're going to slide forward on our mat like a snake into cobra. So you're going to come sliding the hands, bringing the chin almost to the mat, the chest, and we're going to inhale into cobra, elbows towards the ribs, and exhale into child's pose. Inhale, snaking forward. Exhaling into child's pose. Remember, our movement is slow and with intention. Inhaling, sliding forward. Go ahead and stick that bum up in the air. And exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. From child's pose, we'll move into hare. If your knees are apart, you can go ahead and bring them together. And we're going to stay in our crouch, this time grasping our heels with our hands. We'll tuck the head and the chin, and the goal is to come onto the back of the head, placing it on the mat as close to the knees as possible. When you're there, lift the hips until the arms are fully extended. In this pose, you'll feel some weight on the back of your head, but the strength of the pose is coming from the arms in the tension of the arms holding onto the heels. And breathe. Breathe into the upper back, into the neck. If you're feeling any pain in your neck, you shouldn't. If you are, go ahead and go back into child's pose. If you're here in hair, close your eyes and focus on long, slow breath. And exhale, coming down, using your hands to bring your head forward and resting your forehead for a couple breaths in child's. And on your next inhale, rolling up to sitting, vertebra by vertebra. Good. From here, we're going to shift onto our side, bringing our legs over to the right. So you'll sit your knees next to each other, and your feet will be arranged so that your right ankle is in the arch of your left foot. You'll find that it fits sort of perfectly there. Your knees are facing forward. You'll place your left hand on your right knee or bit of the upper shin, bringing your right hand behind you. We'll inhale and center, lengthening the spine, and exhale, gently twisting to the right side, looking over the right shoulder. Closing your eyes if you like to bring yourself deeper into the pose. On your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, use your hands to push up. Shift your legs to the other side. Now bringing your left ankle into the arch of your right foot. We're going to inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, gently twist over to the left side. Relaxing your face, relaxing your shoulders. On your next inhale, come back to center. And we're going to curl the toes under, and on an exhale, press up into downward facing dog. With each inhale, press through the base of each finger into the earth. With each exhale, see if you can bring your heels closer to the mat. On your next inhale, slowly walk your hands towards your feet. Once you arrive, grab onto opposite elbows and allow your body to hang, completely relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the neck, and breathing. You can rock back and forth here, side to side, sway in small circles. Gentle, intentional movement. On your next exhale, allow your arms to drop towards the floor. And then as we inhale, we're going to push through the bottom of the feet, take a slight bend in the knees, and roll up vertebra by vertebra, nice and slow. Good. Inhale here from the toes to the top of the head. And exhale from the top of the head down through the feet and into the earth. One more time. Good. Now we'll do some more intentional movement with a half sun salutation. You can bring your feet about hip width apart, nice and steady, rooted into the earth. We're going to inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, coming up to flat back. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, pressing through the feet and reaching up. Exhaling, arms down to the side. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, pressing through the feet. And exhaling down. Good. Let's do a couple more of these. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And last one on your own, moving with your own breath. Good. Now we're going to inhale, lifting the left arm, the palm facing inward, right hand against the thigh, and we're going to exhale, reaching the left hand over to the right side. Opening up the side body, directing your breath into the muscles along the ribs. Inhaling up and exhaling the arm down, inhaling the right arm up and exhale to the left side. Remembering that you want to keep length in the body here. You don't want to feel that you're crunching. Rather, you want to feel that you're lifting. Face relaxed, neck relaxed. Allow the shoulders to drop. Your next inhale, lifting up to center and exhaling the arm down. Next, we'll go into a half chair pose. Half chair because we're being careful not to stimulate the sympathetic nervous system. We're trying to be sure not to create any stress on the body. So wherever you go, however deeply you normally go into chair pose, think about going about halfway instead. So feet hip width apart. We're going to inhale the arms up and exhale, sitting back about halfway. If you feel stress on your shoulders here, you can bring the arms down parallel in front of you. You can also bring them to prayer position. Listen to your body here. Let your legs do the work. Release any tension in the upper body and breathe. On your next inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Wherever you are in your forward fold, we want your arms to be supported. So if you're not all the way at your feet or the floor, you can rest your hands on the back of your calves or on your shins. Or if your hands come all the way down to the floor, you can just rest them there. Good. Now, on your next inhale, you'll step back into downward dog. Exhaling the heels towards the floor. And then we'll inhale, coming forward into plank. Exhaling down, down, down to the floor. And go ahead and place one cheek on the floor, arms at your sides, and allow your body to be completely supported by the ground beneath you. Next, we'll move into a half locust pose. For this pose, your chin will be resting on the floor, and you have a couple of different options with your hands. You can either put your hands palm down beneath your hips. The official proper position is actually to have your pinky fingers touching underneath. My hands and wrists don't do that. So you can have them wherever they feel comfortable beneath the hips. If that's not comfortable at all, another option is gentle fists next to the body or palms down next to the body. I'm going to do palms down next to the body. Chin resting in front, pressing the top of the right foot into the floor. We're going to inhale and just slightly lift the left leg, extending through the ball of the foot. Here, it doesn't matter how high the leg is lifted. The important is that it's fully extended and that the hips remain square. So you don't want to torque the hips sideways in order to lift it higher. You want the top of the foot and the knee to be pointed towards the ground. And exhale, release. Inhale, lifting the right leg, again extending through the ball of the foot. The top of the left foot now pressing into the ground for support, and breathing. Relax the shoulders. Let the legs do the work here. And exhale down. On your next inhale, bring the hands near the ribs, and we'll exhale into child's pose. Knees together or knees apart, as you like. On your next inhale, come onto all fours, and we'll bring the legs through the hands, extending them out. And we're going to come onto our backs. Our next pose is wind relieving pose. Let you guess what that wind is. Adjust your ponytail if you need to. So you can lay comfortably. And on an inhale, we're going to drag our right leg slowly up the mat, bringing the right knee to the chest, fingers interlaced. We're breathing into the lower back here. If you'd like, you can remain here, or you can engage your transverse abdominis muscles and bring your chin towards your knee. An easy way to engage your transverse abdominis, which is the muscles that wrap around the torso like a belt, is to give a little cough. Hold it and then raise your chin or forehead to the knee, relaxing the elbows, relaxing your face, letting your abdominal muscles do the work. And on your next exhale, release. Dragging up the right foot on an inhale. Pulling the knee towards the chest. And then if you like, engaging the transverse abdominis and bringing the nose towards the knee. Relaxing the elbows, relaxing the face. Pure relaxation poses are nice for activating the parasympathetic nervous system, but we also have to learn how to stay within the parasympathetic nervous system while we're moving. And so these gentle exercises where we are exerting effort and movement can be really great for that. And exhale, release, sliding that leg back down. Good. Now we'll do a laying spinal twist. We're going to twist first to the right side, which means bringing our legs to the left side. Stretch our arms out, palms facing up, knees bent, feet flat on the mat. And then pushing through the feet, we'll lift and turn onto the side of our hips. Bringing the legs out to a 90-degree angle. As much as possible, we want to align the knees and the feet. And then extend that right arm back out, turning the head out towards the right side. So here, more important than getting that arm all the way to the floor is keeping the legs in alignment. So you have to choose between bringing the arm all the way to the side or keeping the legs together, keep the legs together. If this is a little bit too much tension, you can also stick a pillow underneath the arm. Nice long breaths here. Seeing if on each exhale, you can relax the shoulders a little bit more, allowing the right hand to fall towards the floor if it's not already there. On your next inhale, bring your feet towards center, and we're going to shift our hips to the other side. Same thing, we're looking for that 90-degree angle, knees and feet together. Palms facing up. With each exhale, seeing if you can release that back shoulder a little bit more. Good. Inhaling, coming back to center. Bring your knees up to your chest and give them a hug. Rock side to side. And now we'll move into Shavasana. If you have a wall nearby, this is a great opportunity to do legs up the wall pose. For legs up the wall, you want to put a pillow underneath your hips, and you'll want about this much space between your hips and the wall so that your legs aren't straight up, but that they're at a slight angle. If you don't have a wall available, you can also use a chair and rest the backs of your calves on the chair. If you don't have either of those, you can join me in a regular Shavasana. So before you relax into the floor, find some space in the body here. Extend the legs out of the hips, the back out of the hips. You can give a little tug on your hair. Stretch out the neck, just gently. Lift the arms out of the shoulders. And relax. Relax your face, especially your jaw. Relax your shoulder and your arms. Feel that they're completely supported by the floor. Let your back and your hips sink. Soften the front of your thighs and the back of your thighs. Let your knee joints go limp. They're not holding up anything. melt the calves into the floor. Relax the ankles and the feet. And with each exhale, feel your body grow heavier and more relaxed. Then remain here longer. Or if you're ready to close your practice, bring one arm above your head and roll over onto your side. And your next inhale, using your hands, press up slowly to sitting. And bringing your hands to heart center. Namaste.